I don't know if this video is going to make a lot of sense. You may think that I'm crazy, but I hope I say this in a good way because what I'm about to say actually helped me become financially free. Now, I'm not the guy who believes in manifestation. I think it's a little woo-woo. But coming from a psychological standpoint, I always used to envision myself of having a lot of clients, having a decent amount of money, driving my dream car, dropping out of high school. And if you're an entrepreneur, you more than likely you have more than likely experienced this. You live in your imagination, and there's this like little gap between your real life and your imagination. And you live in the future. I do not know how to explain it. You have dreamt about it so much, you have imagined it so much, you have manifested it so much that you're always living in the future. You are already living in the moment when you have made it, but in reality, you still haven't made it. Does that make sense? Like you're so certain of yourself having, you know, you're so certain of yourself succeeding that you have already succeeded, you could say. And you're living in the future. So, with what I did with manifestation was I always, for example, before bed, remember just closing my eyes, laying on my back, and thinking to myself, one day I'm gonna have so many clients. One day I'm gonna hit 10K a month eventually. One day I'm gonna drop out of high school. And I kept on imagining these things. And what this did to me, why I think it worked, is because I saw how good my life was, and I saw how shit my real life was compared to it. So, me not achieving that manifestation, you could say, made me feel inferior, and it made me feel like a coward for not striving to achieve it. So it made me lock in, you could say. Then I saw how good my life could be, and then I saw how shit my actual life was. I locked in. I went all in on this shit. I tried really hard with my business, and now look at me. I've had my business for around 17 months now. I have dropped out of high school, retired my mom. I am making multiple 5 figures a month, working with a lot of coaches, a lot of clients. And not just any clients, like, dude, some people, I grew up watching them. Like, one guy, Brett Maverick, maybe you know him, maybe you do not. I remember being a fat ass fuck and watching his videos on looks maxing. Oh, how to get a shredded jawline with these exercises, and he would do like these kissing fucking exercises, and it's wild. And now he's my client, and I got here, and there's not a single reason why you couldn't. So what I'm trying to do with this video is use your imagination to your power. Thinking, imagining, these are two really underused abilities nowadays. And why is that? Well, it's because everyone is overstimulated. You're always listening to podcasts, always watching videos, always eating, always scrolling, playing video games, whatever. Take a second to not do anything. For example, in the shower, in a bath, before sleep. Take a second to just zone out and imagine how good your life could be. Imagine your biggest dreams coming true. And see the gap between reality and your imagination. See how good your life could be. At least what it did to me is it showed me how shit my life is and how good my life could be. That made me feel like a coward. And since I'm a man, I just locked in. Like, that's the best way how I can explain it. I felt my ego being attacked by myself, if that makes sense. And I wanted this shit bad. So I went all in. It was really difficult. I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I had to lose a lot of friends. Friends who I've known ever since being 4 years old. I'm 18 now. I had to give up my past life. I had to kill my old self to create my new self. I had to give up on a lot of habits that I had, on a lot of addictions that I had. It was not easy, but it was well fucking worth it. So, again, I invite you to, you could say, use manifestation to your power. It's gonna help you drastically. I remember, while I was still going to school, just laying on my back, trying to fall asleep, and thinking, oh, how good life would be if all of my classmates were sitting in class. But there I was, sitting next to my computer, doing some work, while my old classmates who made fun of me for trying to start a business, they were doing a fucking math exam. And guess what? That became reality. If I didn't lock in on this, now, I mean, it's Sunday now, but if I didn't lock in on this shit, I would still be going to school, staring at that clock and crying, because I perfectly remember sitting in class, staring at the clock and crying because I felt powerless. I knew how much I'm capable of, but I just didn't have anything to prove for it. I kept on telling everyone that, oh, one day I'll be driving my dream car. Oh, one day I'll be a millionaire. I can only imagine how stupid I looked. But who's laughing now? I mean, I don't have my dream car yet. I can buy it. But I don't even have a fucking driver's license. So yeah, use manifestation to your power. I hope this makes sense, because this principle, you could say, drastically helped me out. Yeah, that's it for the morning, and we will speak really soon.